Hey everyone, it's Milo here for the Fellowship of Acoustics, and next to me is
Laura!
And welcome to a new episode of New Arrivals. This is the first snow of the year and the whole country has shut down. All the public transport is down. We're not really a Nordic country, but we wanted to go outside just to show our park in the snow. We're going to choose our 4 favorite guitars that came in. We need to head inside because it's really cold. Laura? So, glad I'm back inside. Alright, your favorite guitar of last week was the George Loudon Master-made model. Very close to the i35 LC actually. But that was your favorite of the week. And like I said just outside, we're going through the store. We're going to find our 4 favorite guitars that came in this week. I had a quick sneak peek and there are some beauties in here. I think we'll have to move quick, not spend too much time on each guitar because there's a lot to cover this week. I think this guitar might be a nice segue from the ice and snow outside, a winter wonderland. This is a Kevin Ryan guitar. The Kevin Ryan guitars always come in the very sturdy Carlton cases, and Koen told me this morning that we had this specific Carlton case ordered for this guitar because this is a 25th anniversary TFOA Kevin Ryan. Let's have a look at this. This is the Nightingale Grand Soloist. Come and have a look at this. With our anniversaries, we mostly order some special editions from a few companies. And this is one of them. Just have a look at this crazy set of Coco Bolo. Really rich and vibrant color. The top is a Sitka, it's called Glacier Sitka. So you can see sort of a bluish hue to it, especially on this side. The Kevin Ryan guitars are works of art. You can hang them in a museum, I think. You always have a lot of extra sound ports, as you can see here in the bevel. And just a lot of attention to detail. You can look at this guitar for hours and still find new parts to it. Look at this beautiful rosette. And this Art Deco style also comes back here on the headstock as well. Just to be clear, it's the Fellowship of Acoustics 25th anniversary, not for Kevin Ryan guitars. We do have some other 25th anniversary models coming up, but I will show them once they are here. Let's check out how this sounds. All the Kevin Ryans have a really unique sound, and this is no exception. You get a lot of feedback while playing from the extra sound ports here. It's a wonderful sound. It's a real piece of art, I think. I saw there's another second-hand Kevin Ryan as well, so maybe we can compare it. This is a Paradiso model, Grand Concert Kingfisher. On the fingerboard, you see a beautiful Art Deco style Kingfisher inlaid, and if I'm not mistaken, this guitar might be a specific build for our 20th anniversary because we have a Kingfisher in the pond here in our park behind the store, and you see the Kingfisher design popping up on all sorts of different TFOA models that we make. I think this is sort of a quilted mahogany, which looks beautiful as well. Again, with the extra sound ports here. This one also has the same sort of bouncy feel as the 25th anniversary. Maybe has something to do with the sort of honeycomb bracing. I don't know if you can catch this on camera. You can see it here on the inside. I think we have to choose one of these two because they are also TFOA anniversary models. And we have to go with the 25th anniversary one. This beautiful Glacier Sitka as well with the bluish tint to it. Let's demo this Nightingale for our first choice for the New Arrivals. Laura? Waar is Laura? Hi, Laura. From one Kingfisher to another. This is not a special fellowship model. The Kingfisher is actually a model built by Andy Manson. Ooh. There was one Kingfisher we had maybe a few years back. I played it once for a video, I think. I think it's one of the best sounding guitars that we've ever had. That guitar was sold. I never saw it again. But since then, the Kingfisher by Andy Manson is one of my favorites. Just have a look at this. A beautiful bird's eye maple back and sides with a spruce top. And these guitars are so lightweight. It's just really bare bones, as you can see. A really pure aesthetic to them. It's all about the wood and being lightweight and being resonant. And I think Andy Manson is one of the best luthiers out there right now. Just a really pure and intricate design. No bells and whistles. Sounds wonderful. A beautiful upper mid-range because of the maple. You can feel there's nothing in your way when playing this guitar. It's just lightweight, resonant, beautiful sound. Quite a lot of bass for a small body with maple, actually, which I really enjoy. Just an amazing sound. I think Andy Manson deserves a lot more praise, so I hope you will all check out his guitars. We're staying with the boutique guitars. This is another new addition to our store. I don't think we've had a guitar by this luthier before. Again, Koen was really excited about this guitar. This is a Laurie Williams. Let's check it out. Wow. Laurie Williams is a luthier from New Zealand, from the North Island, New Zealand. He builds fantastic boutique guitars and he uses a lot of indigenous New Zealand wood species. Also on this one, you see a really beautiful dark set. Might look a bit like rosewood, but this is actually, let me read the tag, Motuhake Tanekaha. And Motuhake actually means unique or special. It has a really dark color to it. Sort of a rival to rosewood, but Laurie Williams himself says that it's a really versatile tone wood. We have a Swiss spruce top on this one. And another thing that makes Laurie Williams a really interesting luthier is that he has a very sustainable building practice because he uses a lot of river woods. And this is also where these tone woods on this guitar come from. Another beautiful design is that you get this leaflet and it describes every type of wood that is used. This really reinforces the sustainable building practice, also the indigenous species that he uses. So here you see the Motuhake Tanekaha, just a story about where it comes from, where he found it, the neck, river Totara, the binding Matai, all kinds of woods that I've never heard of before. And I think it's fantastic that these are being featured in a guitar like this. And we're really happy to have this guitar over at the Fellowship. Really full low end on this one. It sort of has a similar scoop to rosewood. The high end is really nice and clear, but not too piercing. I think it's a beautiful sound. The last few weeks we talked about the new Bourgeois series, the Down East series. Really affordable, high quality guitars, a series from China. But this is one of the top of the line Bourgeois series, the Heirloom series. And this is a really nice triple O. The Heirloom series is a nod to the vintage American guitar building. A similar aesthetic to the triple O Martin guitars from the past. Check this out, whoa. An incredible set of master grade Cocobolo. This is the best looking Cocobolo I've seen today, and we've seen quite a few pieces of Cocobolo. This also has a more vintage inspired sound. When I compare it to the Laurie Williams and the Andy Manson, I think those two have a more unique characteristic to them. So I'm leaning towards one of these two. I'm just really excited to have a Laurie Williams in the store, and I think it's really nice what he's doing with the New Zealand wood species. So we're going with the Laurie Williams Tui with Swiss sprues on the top and Motu Hake on the back and sides. Alright, we're moving on from boutique acoustics to electrics, and I have this really patchy and beaten up looking case, and inside of here is a vintage Gretsch. Let's have a look together. This is a 1956 6121. This is a Chet Atkins model, as you can see by Chet Atkins here on the pickguard. A single cut design, and Gretsch had a few single cut models in the early 50s to compete with the Gibson Les Paul, which was quite popular then. These are all chambered. They are a little bit lighter than the Gibson Les Pauls of that time. They did this actually to cut some costs, not to make a lighter guitar. The 6121 has a Bixby. You also have the 6130. That's part of the Roundup series that doesn't have a Bixby. You have two Dynasonic pickups on here. Of course, we have to talk about the elephant in the room, the fingerboard. This is not an original fingerboard from the factory. It says Jerry L. Fryer. Now, I did some research before shooting this video, and I couldn't find a thing about Jerry L. Fryer. So I hope there's someone out there in YouTube land that can help us out. Maybe you know Jerry L. Fryer, maybe you are Jerry L. Fryer. Originally, this came with a rosewood fingerboard, and this has been replaced by an ebony fingerboard with Jerry L. Fryer inlaid. Also, these thumb inlays over here, and also a 0 fret, which was also not on the original guitar. So please help us out in the comments. Let's solve this mystery of the 6121 from 56. Let's find the Jerry L. Fryer or his family. I've played this a little bit before, and this is a really resonant and loud sounding guitar. Also already has some weight to it, so some bottom end to it when playing acoustically. So I think this will sound really, really great when plugged in. Let's have a little look, because I also saw another Collins guitar. We already picked the i35 LC last week, but I saw there was a i30 over there, also in a blonde finish. I hope you're not getting tired of all this Collins content that we've been making over the last few weeks. I'm definitely not. This is my favorite, I say that a lot, but my second favorite Collins electric design after the Julian Lage. This is the i30 LC. Look at this beautiful maple top on here. Last week we chose the i35, which is based on a 335, and this is of course based on a 330, so completely hollow with two P90s. What I like about these complete hollow bodies with the P90s, that you get sort of a blend between an acoustic guitar and an electric. When you're playing on a stage, you can feel the guitar vibrating, it pushes some air. As you can hear, it's already really loud and full sounding. I've actually once mic'd up my 330 and it sounded really great as a blend between the electric sound and also the acoustic sound of the guitar. But I'm not going for this one. I'm not going for the i30 because we already picked the i35 last week. We're going with the Gretsch, the Jerry L. Fryer Chet Atkins signature that we just opened in the patchy case over there. That is my third choice for this new Rouse. Let's continue with the Super Jumbo tradition of the last few weeks, because we also had a Super Jumbo 200 Parlor. We had a J100 Extra last week. And now we have a pre-war SJ200 from 2024. This is the Super Jumbo with the rosewood back and sides, which I prefer more than the maple variant. You get some extra bass and response, because the Super Jumbo body is really big, but it doesn't necessarily have to sound as huge as well. The maple variant doesn't have a lot of bass end to my ears. It sort of has a compressed sound, but when you add the rosewood back and sides, you get such a full and rich bass end, which sounds fantastic. And back to boutique guitars. This time it's a crossover, a nylon string guitar from Goodall. Ooh. Goodall from Sparta, Tennessee. This one is a special one because this is a 14th fret, which is always nice on a crossover, I think. This has a beautiful AAA grade Myrtle back and sides. Another guitar that Koen showed me this morning and was really excited about, and I can see why. This is just a fantastic look. They call this the Special Reserve Myrtle. We have a master grade German spruce top. We have rosewood binding, which also looks fantastic. It's a beautiful, sweet sound, a warm mid-range. I really like the longer scale length with the 14 frets. I think this really helps the playability of this one, and it's a great look, this Myrtle, the Special Reserve. Let's have a little look around which other guitars are still left, but this might be a nice choice for our fourth guitar this week. Let's open one more electric, a vintage Gibson this time. Ooh, wow. That is beautiful. A Super 400 from 1974. Colin, oh, okay. Approved?
Yeah, that's cool.
We also had a Super 400 in our auction that ended on the 30th? Yeah. The 30th of December. That one was from 1997, so this is a 70s Super 400. The biggest Gibson archtop, 18 inch, so it's really big and bulky. We also had a lot of Epiphones, and there is a competitor in the Epiphone lineup, which is the Epiphone Emperor. So that's as big as the Super 400. And with the Super 400 you get laminated maple back and sides and a carved spruce top. Some of the gold-plated metal parts are a little bit worn down, a little bit rusty, but this could also mean that this guitar has been played a lot. I don't know yet who will be doing the demos, but I think Tom will really like a Super 400. For me, it's between this and the Goodall that we just saw, the nylon crossover. Laura, have a favorite, the Super 400 or a Goodall?
I think this one.
This one? Super 400 Diamond.
Super 400.
It's been decided. We're going Super. This is our fourth and final choice. Alright guys, that was it for this week. I hope you enjoyed this episode of New Arrivals. I think my favorite might be the Gretsch, the Jerry L. Fryer. Laura, do you have a favorite?
The Laurie Williams.
Laurie, because it sounds like your name?
Yeah.
Please leave a comment down below which is your favorite of the week, and also vote in the poll in the community side of our YouTube page. And then we will see you next week, and there won't be any snow, I think. So see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye!